For about the last 26 minutes, you have been watching live with us here on the Hill on NewsNation. Those two world leaders, President Biden, Volodymyr Zelenskyy of Ukraine, making their pitch here in Washington, in the middle of the White House, as to why the U.S. should give more aid to the area of some $60 billion to Ukraine. And it is one of the big questions right now here in Washington. How does that happen? And what does that look like? Hello, and thank you for being with us here on the Hill. If you weren't with us for the first couple of minutes of the show before that started, Cheri Bustos, former Democratic Congresswoman, of course, from the state of Illinois, Dan Kanninen, former Obama campaign official, Mailman, former attorney in the Trump White House, Ford O'Connell, former Trump campaign surrogate. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, there you go. Nice to see you. So, obviously, a pretty big consequential moment in the sense of, as we were talking about momentarily, this is a $100 billion pitch, right? $60 billion or so for Ukraine, $14 billion for Israel, $14 billion for the southern border. And what you just heard, and let's start with Ford and May, was President Biden make the case that Republicans, some of them, are holding hostage aid, and he called it an extreme Republican border agenda. And one of the questions is, how do you get Ukraine aid with a border aid at this point in time in Washington? It's not looking good.
But Biden's delusional because he's not serious about the border. Border security is national security. He says Republicans need to support Ukraine because it's about freedom and national security. Well, these two things align. And also, when it comes to Ukraine, he is not being honest about the Republican position. He is walking us into a decades-long proxy war in Ukraine, and Ukraine is the most corrupt country in Europe. And what Republicans are saying, if we're going to spend this kind of money, because we've already spent $77 billion, if we're going to spend this kind of money, we want to know where it's going. Is it going to weapons? Is it going to propping up the government? Where is this money going? And honestly, until he does something about fraudulent asylum claims and building the wall, this isn't going anywhere.
May I started the show by asking, we just saw the press conference with Biden and Zelenskyy. We haven't seen a press conference down at the southern border with Biden, Mayorkas, and AMLO.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be a priority. And when you say $100 billion, it's much more than that, right? We're running a $33 trillion deficit, so every dollar is actually borrowed, so it's substantially higher. And if I was looking for answers out of today's press conference, I didn't receive them. I thought one of the good questions was, it's kind of been a stalemate. What does next year look like? Should they start talking about peace talks? And Biden went to his notes and tried to give some past-looking successes. Those successes were from 2022. This 50% stat, we've gotten the 50% back. That's a 2022 talking point. There's no answer to what to look forward to.
Dan, Cheri, what did you hear from the president, from the Democratic perspective? Did you hear what you wanted? He said Vladimir Putin has failed. He's banking on the U.S. failing to deliver.
Yeah, now is the time to get a deal done. And I think the thing the Biden administration is doing, the president's doing with Zelenskyy here in Washington, and Zelensky's meeting with leaders on the Hill, is creating the conditions under which we have to get a deal done. What executives do is create the framework. We have national security package here. We've got Ukraine, Israel, and the southern border. There are details to be worked out. I think there is room to negotiate. But that framework is set by the president. He's setting the conditions by which we have to get this done. And now is the time, because we can't wait for this Congress to get functional while Vladimir Putin runs over Ukraine and Hamas is threatening Israel.
Does this move the needle?
Well, and as this news conference was happening, the bipartisan group in the Senate who's talking about border security and what's going to come out on this border deal came out and said we're making progress. I guess my question to what you guys were saying was, what is the price of freedom? I think a couple of the things that President Biden said, freedom is on the line and Putin will keep going. And that is, there's a cost to that.
Okay. Thank you for watching. And make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.